Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So this past weekend, Zepeda decimated Maxi Hughes in their lightweight bout. This fight was actually an eliminator for, I believe, the WBA and IBF lightweight titles. It was a joint eliminator. So Zepeda is now in line for a lightweight title shot. He improved his record to an impressive 30-0 with 26 knockouts. And yeah, like I said, he really did decimate Maxi Hughes. Now, listen, Maxi Hughes isn't a world-class fighter. He's done very well at domestic level in recent years in the UK, had a bit of a career resurgence, and most notably, of course, he fought George Kambosos, former lightweight champion, and arguably beat George Kambosos. I felt he won that fight. And quite frankly, I felt that fight exposed Kambosos' level at lightweight. Kambosos, to me, at best, is a lower-level top 10 guy. Just got fortunate that night when he fought Teofimo Lopez. He overexceeded, whereas Teo was in a bad place, in my opinion. But regardless, Maxi Hughes arguably beat Kambosos. If you're a formidable lightweight, you're going to go through Maxi Hughes like a doorway. You're going to go through him like a hot knife through butter. And that's exactly what Zepeda did with his aggression, his punch output, his combination punching, relentlessness. He ran over Maxi Hughes. Zepeda is a unique lightweight. He's very big for 135. He's a southpaw. I believe in his fight with Jojo Diaz, he broke the CompuBox record for throwing the most punches in a lightweight fight. And he maintained that over 12 rounds, doing a far better job defeating Jojo Diaz than anybody has, including Devin Haney. He really did dominate Jojo Diaz. And against Maxi Hughes, I mean, he was averaging over 100 punches per round, and he got rid of Maxi Hughes in 4. He couldn't cope. And the scary thing about Zepeda is we know he can maintain that over a 10-round fight or a 12-round fight. His gas tank truly is something special. And once he gets in full flow, he's very hard to contend with. He's very hard to stop. Now, defensively, there are flaws there with Zepeda. When you throw that many punches, and when you're that aggressive, there's going to be openings for the opposition. And Maxi Hughes was able to land on Zepeda at times, but Maxi Hughes just never had the power to really make a difference or make a dent in Zepeda. And when you look at the lightweight division right now, stylistically, I think a lot of these guys are going to struggle with Zepeda. Certainly physically they will. Like I said, he's a big guy who maintains a crazy work rate, crazy aggression. He actually cuts the ring off quite quickly. He throws in combinations, doesn't usually throw the same combination twice in a row. He can vary things up, body to head, hooks to the body, uppercuts to the body, hooks to the head, uppercuts to the head, overhand right. He can pressure from the outside as well. He can still throw power shots while moving forwards from the outside. He's actually comfortable on the outside while applying pressure. Cuts the ring off relatively well, could still improve on that. But there's a lot there with Zepeda that's going to give a lot of guys trouble. I look at the lightweight division right now. I'm gonna name two names: Vasily Lomachenko and Shakur Stevenson. Based on their two previous performances, and ultimately boxing is a what have you done for me lately type of sport, I don't think they beat Zepeda. I think Lomachenko obviously is a much more skilled fighter than Zepeda. Much more versatile, I get it. He's a lot smaller. He's aging. And while he hits relatively hard, I'm not convinced he will get Zepeda's respect. And when you're a smaller fighter, an aging fighter, I think Zepeda has a terrible style for you. He has a terrible style for you. And as for Shakur Stevenson, that performance against Edwin De Los Santos, which some people even felt he lost, by the way. I stopped watching that fight after like 4 rounds, so I don't know, but he looked terrible. The fear he showed in that fight and the back foot tendencies with lack of punching against William Zepeda. Yeah, he can make William Zepeda look bad, but he's got to keep this guy off for 12 rounds. When I look at that fight, I struggle to see Shakur winning it if he can't get Zepeda's respect, and he would certainly need to up his output. I know Shakur is elusive, I know he can be tricky, I know he can be awkward, but if a guy is throwing so many punches, I don't care how good your defense is, some are going to get through. We saw that with Maidana and Floyd Mayweather in their first fight. Maidana wasn't doing anything special in that fight. He was winging away, but he trained for that fight with a very specific goal of throwing a set amount of punches per round, drastically upping his output. And we saw how much trouble that gave Floyd, just on the basis of throwing a shit ton of punches with toughness, with determination, with durability. If you can force that type of will on your opponent and they can't hurt you, I don't care how skilled you are, I don't care how slick you are, you're going to be in for a long night. It's going to be a hard night. And Zepeda, I believe, can give those sort of problems to Shakur Stevenson. If it's a real fight and both guys have a fair shake, Zepeda I would make as a favourite to beat both Lomachenko right now and Shakur Stevenson. Well, what's he done? Well, listen, boxing isn't won on paper. Resumes don't win you fights. Zepeda right now, I think the timing is right for him to beat Lomachenko. And given how Shakur's been looking, or how he looked in his last fight, I don't take that version of Shakur to beat Zepeda. I don't think he can contend with the sheer aggression, sheer volume of Zepeda based on that last performance. Again, I appreciate, Zepeda still hasn't fought the elite guys. I get it. But for me, what he's done so far is very impressive. And this isn't one of those things to where I'm saying this now, just jumping on the bandwagon. I made a video about William Zepeda, I believe, heading into 2021. Fighters to watch for that year. I've been watching Zepeda closely now for quite some time. And I like his style, I like his aggression, I like his punch output, coming from a southpaw stance. Plus he does things that are underlooked, I believe. Mainly his ability to still apply pressure from the outside and still apply volume from the outside. He can still tag you up from the outside while moving forwards. And punching on the front foot isn't an easy skill to learn. Yeah, Zepeda is a little clumsy at times. He leaves openings, but, skills wins fights to a certain degree, but sometimes physicality matters. Sometimes punch output matters. Relentlessness matters. We've seen more skilled fighters lose to a guy who's just more busy, who's just more active, who just wants it more, who's physically fitter, who's stronger, who hits harder. And Zepeda, from a pure physical perspective, is going to be a nightmare for any lightweight. Believe it or not, I think Tank Davis has the worst style for Zepeda right now due to the punching power, especially straight up the middle with uppercuts, which Zepeda is open for. But, Tank's not going to take that sort of fight anyway, so it's kind of pointless talking about Tank. Regardless, I want to see Zepeda fight either Tank, because he is the WBA Mando, or the Lomachenko-Kambosos winner next. And Loma's going to beat Kambosos to win that vacant IBF title. So I think that's the fight for William Zepeda, is the Lomachenko fight. He's not going to get the Tank fight, in my opinion. Could he get the Shakur Stevenson fight, who is the WBC champion? Not sure. One thing I will say is, Shakur needs to be involved in a fight that people care about following his last performance. Would Top Rank risk that fight? Not so sure. His best bet may be the Lomachenko-Kambosos winner, and regardless, I pick him to beat the winner of that fight. I think it's his time. I think the timing for the Lomachenko fight is perfect for him. I just can't see a 35, 36-year-old Lomachenko beating this man. Can't see it. I think Loma's going to get beat in that fight, maybe stopped late. That's how I see it. Big words, I get it. Big claims, bloody, bloody, blah. But, you know, it is what it is. Maybe I'll be wrong. Who knows? We shall see. But regardless, I'll leave it at this. Zepeda's one of the most entertaining fighters in boxing. I kind of view him along the same lines as a guy like Beterbiev or Subriel Matias. These are the sort of fighters I like. Just pure entertainment, violence, aggression, coming on to put a show. That's what it's about, man. That's what it's about. So yeah, I support guys like that. I like William Zepeda. I hope he gets these big fights coming up. So we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, share your thoughts below. Beanie Guy Delboy. Peace.